Good evening all, hope you're doing well. Complacency, and we've got quite a mixed picture ahead of us. We've got greens and reds, and we've also got a very mixed picture on the indices. The Apple has surged. I had to do a little bit of research about that, and apparently it's rallying because Apple are going to have an AI update on the iOS. So it's like not that spectacular. It's like, but it's moved a lot, and because of that, it's really pumped. And the 6% move is an enormous amount. If you think about the value of Apple, if that increases by 6%, we're talking about mega bucks basically. So that's buoying the market sentiment, and it's preventing things from going to freefall mode. VIX is a little bit wishy-washy. We're not even 1% higher. Normally that moves quite strongly. So mixed picture, and it's Apple just like supporting the market right now. And it's been a very crazy day really, because the herd have gone long 47% on the Euro USD. They've gone long 36% on the Aussie USD. Because of that, we should be falling. But let me show you my robot, or our robot, shall I say. And basically, we should be falling. Okay, we did, and we've had this retracement here, and because of our tight stops, we've got stopped out on one trade, and it's very likely we're going to get stopped out twice. So the timing wasn't great because we'd entered down here. We could have entered a bit earlier, but our tight stops is going to do us more harm than good. Now the issue is with the bot, we could widen the stops by, make it like double the distance. But the trouble is that we could be, doing this in order for it to fall at the CPI, and it will be down to the market makers and the big fish where they want to sell it, because this is probably going to fall tomorrow, but it's very hard to say. So they might want to push it up, and if they do push it up and we've got wide stops, it's going to hit our wide stop. So I don't know what to say about the bot, to be honest with you. I think we just need to carry on with it. And I'm not sure what to say about the stops. So we could widen it, but we probably might get stopped out. But if we widen the stop, obviously we need to increase the TP, at least have the TP slightly more than the SL. The timing was spot on 2 weeks ago, but now we're seeing so much chop and so much reason for this to fall. And also the herd have got on board by selling it, as we'd seen, by going long, sorry. And we should be falling, and we're not, and we're doing this retracement. It's a fairly big retracement, so if we did double our stop loss distance, we'd still encounter losses. So it's a little bit of a tricky one. So what had happened if we come to Discord is come to the chat, and that's also of note, which I need to talk about, is that the herd have been very paid today. It's 26% failure rate. Normally, retail guys will lose about 80% of the time. They've only lost 26% of the time. A vast majority of retail traders got money today. They actually profited from their direction. Normally, they go one way and then they get punished. Now, I was wondering whether or not we can maybe incorporate the new bubble timestamps into the bot. See how they've gone long USD, they shorted the euro. Come back to this. So it gives that euro USD a little bit of an oomph, like a bit of a move to the upside from the hourly move. So timestamp basket. That's now changed, but this has been a while since I've done that data. This is at 6 o'clock, we're now 8 o'clock. So obviously things are moving a lot, but that was a good one. So hopefully that makes sense. So what happened is that they've gone long USD, they shorted the euro. So it should mean at that point in time that it was safe to go long the euro USD. at that point at 6 o'clock. Let's come back to the terminal. Here we go. So yeah, up we go. So we could maybe incorporate this and then have like a scalper view, which we are currently doing anyway, because we're looking at 15 pip SL, 15 pip TP, pretty much scalper. So if we can get like a strong bias on the 1 hourly timestamps, go for that. We could try that. So we'll see how we go. Tomorrow's going to be horrible because we've got CPI and we've got the FOMC, and then on Thursday we've got the PPI. But I think this is possibly something that we could look at, is that we're going to have to scalp it, because I don't want to have medium size or wide stops just because it's going to be treacherous and it'll be very risky. So the one side of having tight wide stops is that we can have some breathing room, but what if it goes against us? And we know that the herd flip-flop a hell of a lot. So if we're basing things on sentiment, we have that risk of them changing their mind, which they do very frequently nowadays. So it's something to bear in mind. It's an option that we could look at. I think this week's going to be a little bit naughty, a little bit tricky with the bar, and we'll just have to wait and see. I wonder what Marco's going to say. It was me having a little grump about the situation, but it's very strange to see such a big move. And let's have a look at the failure rate, 30% still. So they're getting paid on Aussie, CAD, Swiss, Pound, Yen, Kiwi, Dollar. They're getting punished on the Euro. Okay, it's not just the Euro USD, but across Euro crosses. So they're getting punished on that, and that will be normal. They're getting really paid on their Swiss franc, paid on the yen, paid on the dollar. It's just one of those days. I think what it's setting up for a trap tomorrow. So I think we just have to be careful, and obviously it's setting up for a little bit of an ominous sign, I think, because the retail guys shouldn't get paid, so it looks like it could be a trap. Have to wait and see. And we'll come back to the indices. If you remember yesterday's video, they got paid on the indices, and we have just got the crossover for a buy on the S&P. So this box here, we can draw this candle, shall I say, we can draw a box, and it is a little bit boring. I know, but it is what it is. If they sell it, we're gonna make a box, and it's gonna be a support, and then we can probably pump. This is probably Apple driven, and it's crazy to think just one company can buoy the risk sentiment. But like I say, it is what it is, and this is very sideways. So we're not going to do any boxes on that because we're just sideways. So it's going to potentially, it might copy the S&P because it's obviously the S&P is a stronger indication about risk sentiment. This is going to just watch the S&P. So if the S&P rallies, it might join it, but we're very sideways. DAX, and that's fine. So they'd gone long, so they got punished. So that's okay. So that's all right. It's reassuring to see this actually work. When they get paid, it's not good for confidence. But on this, it was a good one. There's so much that they'd gone long, and they got punished. So that would be normal, and we should be below that box. And likewise, gold has been okay. It behaved well because we had that support. We had the static flip, so we created that box, held that box nicely, and up we go. And we have had the crossover back there, so that box is still valid. So I guess there's not much to say. Obviously, we've got a very tricky day tomorrow. We've got the herd getting paid on the indices yesterday. We've got the herd getting paid on the currencies today. And so we may see them getting, well, we should really see them getting punished tomorrow. They shouldn't be getting paid 2 days in a row. And it's just one of those things that we're going to have to see. As for the bot, we're just going to have to be patient. And okay, so we've got a stop tower. And the issue with the wide stops is that we could be coming up to take SLCs, and we could be coming up higher. And it is very naughty because the herd had gone really, really long. So if we do come up here, they're going to get paid a lot. And they could get really nicely paid. And this would be a sign, like an ominous sign for it to dump tomorrow. So it's like saying, you know, come on board, get long. They already have gone long, but they're maybe going to try and get encouraged to hold. And that's the trap. If they hold long, we're going to see a massive move to the downside. But we'll have to wait and see. And the trouble is that they could take profit quick, which is a common case. They take profit quick, then it'll be they're less long, and so we're going to see a move from that. Alright, so that's really weird to have that so low at 8 o'clock UK time. It's very, very unusual. It should be in the high 70% or at least 60%. It shouldn't be as low as that. So I think this is setting up for a trap, and unfortunately, due to that trap mechanic, we've got stopped out on our bot because we should have fallen on the EURUSD, but yet we're retracing higher, and we're possibly coming up to trap and also to take SLCs out in the process. So not a good day for the bot, but I think we can maybe look at incorporating this into the logic where we're just going to have to get in and get out and then walk away. And that's what we're probably going to have to do. And it may mean moving away from the Twitter API and just using the hourly bubbles on the spreadsheet. All right, so obviously we knew it was going to be tricky this week anyway, and today was like a perfect indication of that trickiness. And I think tomorrow is going to be equally nasty, and then hopefully Thursday should be a little bit calmer, and then we'll go back to the norm and we'll see the herd getting punished, and then we'll be back as business as usual. And so that's that, and that's today's video. So we'll just have to wait and see how we go. Humongous day tomorrow. See what Powell says. It's going to be a big deal for him tomorrow, I think, and pending the CPI data, and see if he can rescue the market. But it seems that things are quite buoyant when we're going to just rally on Apple. If Apple are going to pump and we're going to sort of like stop its free fall mode on the indices, then we're probably going to be risk on. If Powell can put that into gear, and we could certainly rally on the indices, and we can see potentially a weaker dollar, and it could mean that these guys get paid. But we'll have to wait and see. It's unusual for them to hold on to their profits. As soon as they profit, they'll probably exit. So when it retraces, if this retraces, they'll probably get out. And yes, like I say, we'll have to wait and see. So to trade safely. Not a great day for the bot. One step forward, one step back, and it may be that we're going to just have that logic on the hourly bubbles. But hopefully not. But it's like a plan B if this week goes awry. But I'm not a fan of having wide stops. We can't go down that route. We did it before and it wasn't good. So we'll just have to wait and see. Trade safely. I'll speak to you guys tomorrow.